It's Black History Month, so let's talk about some books. For 2026, I have challenged myself to read at least 2 books a month. So I'm, gaining more knowledge, using my imagination more instead of scrolling on social media, because social media sops up your brain and sops up your ideas. So, welcome to my new series, Traveling Through the Pages, where when I can't get on a plane, I will travel through a book. Because it's Black History Month, I want to make sure that I was in the realm of Black history, Black love, Black history. I literally just said Black history. But in that realm to celebrate Black History Month. I am saying Black history a lot. The first book I read was The River by Peter Heller, which, again, not in the theme of Black History Month. I'm sorry. I had already downloaded it on Libby, and I was just like, okay, let me just listen to it. And A Love Song for Ricki Wilde by Tia Williams. And this book, we'll go into it, but this book is the reason why I'm ahead of my reading, because I banged out this book in literally a weekend. And that's just a little thing, not sponsored, but guys, Libby is a free resource. Like, utilizing your library is what is going to keep our libraries going. There's not many free things anymore. The library provides you so many resources like Libby, Hoopla, Mango Languages, resources, videos, books, video games. Your library is there to provide you anything you need, so take advantage. And yes, if I can't find something that I really want to read, then I could go on to download it or buy it from preferably not that mega store that sells all the stuff online. But, I could find the stuff. But I always start with my library first. The River by Peter Heller. The River follows these 2 best friends named Jack and Wynn. And for a summer, they decide to go on an outdoorsy adventure where they basically canoe on a river somewhere in Canada. And they have 2 challenges they have to go through, which is a fire that's fastly approaching them and a very, very bad guy. So these are the 2 things that they have to go through. And there's a lot of twists and turns, a lot of crazy things that happen in the book. So the reason why I read The River I audiobook The River is because I had downloaded it onto my Libby app last month, and I didn't get to read it. I was planning, as I said before in my last video, if you want to go watch it, I was shoveling and I had downloaded the book, and I was like, oh, okay, whatever, I'll save it for another day because I want to listen to Simo Leo's book. And it was sitting in my Libby shelf, and I was like, you know what, it's time. And this really isn't a book I would normally go for, because although I love the outdoors, I love to take a nature walk, and there's a lot of hiking trails by my house, and I was a Girl Scout, so I did the canoeing and the fishing and the camping and all that stuff as a child, and I wouldn't mind doing it again now as an adult, maybe more glampy style. But the book was very descriptive. As I was listening to it, I can see the trees that they were talking about. I could hear the playfulness, not only through the narrator reading the book, but kind of the playfulness of Wynn and Jack and them joking around. I felt the tension as it's going through, and I think that's the element of a great book. Who is this book for? I would say that this book is more so for if you're an outdoorsy type, if you're the kind of person where that features the outdoors as one of the main antagonists, then this is definitely a book for you. I'm really surprised at how much I would get into a book, because now as an adult, I'm not the kind of person where I'm gonna be like, oh man, I read a book, I picked up this book, I'm gonna read it till the end. If I don't like a book, I'm gonna tell you in the first 3 pages, or first 3 pages if I'm reading, the first chapter if I'm listening, and I'm like, this isn't for me, and just return it. But this book definitely caught my attention in the first chapter, which was great. My rating of this book, I would definitely rate this book, again, keeping in mind that I'm not more of an outdoorsy person, I would more so rate it let's say a 5 out of 10, just because there were some parts that were a little bit long, and it wasn't, again, not my normal book to pick up, and I don't like the ending. The ending really made me sad, but leading up to the ending, it was really intense, and it just, so part of the ending just kind of seemed like a cop out, to be honest. So that's why I wasn't too fond of it, but it definitely is a great book. Going on to the next book, A Love Song for Ricki Wilde. A Love Ricki Wilde by Tia Williams follows the story of Ricki Wilde, who is kind of the black sheep of her family. She comes from her sisters, there's 4 of them, and she's kind of the oddball out. Her sisters are all like very well dressed, designer. They own funeral homes that their dad opened up, and they're compared to her sisters from the outside looking in. It would seem that Ricki is more so like not put together, and her sister and her mom and her dad are more put together. So she kind of wants to break away from that. She doesn't want to go into her family's business of running funeral homes, and she's really into horticulture and botany. So she decides to take her love and move to Harlem and start to own a flower shop. Essentially, the story follows Ricki and her adventures, who she meets, like the challenges of a business owner. It goes back and forth between obviously it's a love story. There's a lot of romance in there. She meets this guy, and it's a doomed love. And also it's cross genre. It goes across genre. So you have a lot of historical fiction. You have a lot of like realistic fiction. Yeah, realistic fiction. Like kind of, what I like about the motivational law of attraction, gratitude things. It goes into like fantasy and the magical realm. It's so awesome. Like literally, it was a book that I read from when I picked up the book. Like I literally picked it up actually the day before Valentine's Day, and I finished it on Sunday night. So from the 13th to 15th, I like sped through that book because it was so good. So why I like it. I love the book, number one, because I see myself in Ricki. Just because I'm a business owner, I've often felt like I'm not going on the path of my mom and my family has wanted, but I'm still finding my own success in my business. Outside looking in, it might look a person that doesn't really have it together. Have to go against the challenge or going against the grain of what is expected of you. As someone who also I live quite close to Harlem. I go to Harlem. Actually, I haven't been to Harlem in a while now that I think about it, but I used to go to Harlem very often. So I saw a lot of like the imagery, like when they would describe something in the book, I could totally see it. Again, Black History Month. The book is super duper Black. You have Black love. You have Black fantasy. You have Black excellence. You have, it shows that Black people as a whole is not a monolith. Like there was in a way shade. When I say shade, I don't mean like physical shade, but I mean like shade of Black person. So we have Black people, like there's one character in there that she used to be a reality TV star and she's biracial. We have, an old school Black woman who is kind of subverting what's expected of her in her time. You have, a business Black person. You have, oh my God, as you can tell, I really love this book. Who's the book for? If you're the kind of person where you kind of feel that you're not sure of your path. Again, I know like it just seems like I read a lot of those kind of books, but if you're not sure you're on the right path, this book shows you like, hey, where your heart guides you and the situations that you put yourself in, maybe by random or by choice, will lead you in the path that you need to go. So that's number one. Number two, if you like Black stuff, like if you like a story with a Black protagonist, a Black antagonist, it's so good. Like, I know I keep on saying it's so good. I want to make sure I condense this better. Yeah, if you like Blackness, if you like Black history, if you like jazz, like it explores the jazz history of Harlem. It explores the Harlem Renaissance and the growth of Harlem during the 1920s going into the 1930s. It has, I mentioned Black history, but the pain that Black folk has had like Black Americans and the Black America, that pain, that sorrow that has turned into joy. Like, a lot, I feel like as a people, there has been a lot of sorrow, a lot of sadness in, what makes Black people, but in every facet, what's wonderful about Black people as a whole, about us, is the fact that we always find joy. We always find joy, and I'm going off on a little bit of a rant, but the joy that Black people find no matter what, even it's like a crappy situation where you're just laughing, or if it's like looking at a situation like, damn, that sucked, but like, look at us now. If it's the joy that we have just from being us, like, this book goes into that, and all you can feel is Black joy. Also, if you love romance, if you like love, if you like a little bit of raunchiness, because there was a couple of where I was like, oh, ooh. So yeah, this is definitely the book for you, but it's not too raunchy. It's not like one of those things where it's like essentially you're reading like Pinot kind of thing. So my book rating, what would I rate this book? I would rate this book, for me, because I went through it very fast, because it's only February, I'm gonna say 9.5 out of 10. This book has been one of my favorite fiction books I've read in such a long time. The imagery, the story. I know I gave it away. You probably were going to guess that I was going to give it a 9.5 anyway. But the imagery in it, I just, like, this is definitely the Story for Ricki Wilde is definitely a book I would pick up again and reread it and just to look into stuff. Also, in the version I have, they have like discussion questions. They have not the discussion, like questions that you can use if you have a book club. So maybe I'll do a book club with this book because it's so good. And they have questions for the author, so you could see where the author's mindset is, where Tia Williams is coming up with these things. Fantastic. So how are these books similar? You would think, like, how would like some outdoorsy book relate to a girl who is living in she comes from Atlanta and goes to Harlem and is living a city life? How would they relate? I think one of the main things that both books have is trusting your instincts when something is happening, like yourself, taking in what the people have around you or have to say around you, but not putting too much force into it. You have to kind of form your own, like, life anyway is forming your own opinions and coming up with, your own ideas. But there are going to be certain people to guide you. You're going to have certain partners in your life that's going to help you go to the right place. And I think both books have a good example of that. Like, you could have a best friend, like in The River, or you could have, a friend that they say something and you're like, okay, you need to do this. And you're like, well, no, that's not what I need to do. And I feel like both books explore that facet very well. We got a bonus book for February. We made it, so let's talk about it. So, the Busybody Book Club. The book centers around these very unusual characters. They wouldn't be friends if they didn't live in this small Cornish village. I wouldn't say they're even friends. They just kind of interact together because of this book club. The book centers around the main character, Nova, who is a little bit eccentric. Her family is from London, and she's in like this very buttoned up town, and she's in the book club with this lady named Phyllis, who's like this older cranky woman with a bulldog. There is a older gentleman who comes in to book club because he reads a book to his wife and he wants to share how he feels about the book and how his wife feels about the book. There is a young high school student who's there too, who reads the book. And one character randomly comes in named Michael, who is suspected of stealing money from the community center that was to be used to fix their roof. The book is a mystery book, so there's quite a few twists and turns, and there are quite a few themes within the book. So the theme of motherhood and community and loneliness, and how we all interact with each other in the world, and how our differences help us connect and stuff. Why did I read this book? Honestly, it was random. I didn't really read it. I audiobooked it. But the Libby app has a new function that I didn't discover before, which is where they suggest a book for you. So they're like, oh, would you like to try these 4 books? And I'm like, oh, okay. And it gave me this book, and I was like, it's an audiobook. It's 8 hours. If I listen to it in 1.5, I'll get it out of the way. I couldn't listen to 1.5 because the accent is a British accent, so I had to slow it down a little bit. But I think it was a great selection for me. This book is for anyone who enjoys a mystery, who enjoys stories where you're jumping from one character to the other to kind of see where everyone interconnects. A story for someone who, in a way, the best way to describe it, who needs friends. Not in a negative way, in a way that it makes you feel less alone when you're reading through the eyes and the perspective of these characters. You know, something that helps you connect with people. What would I rate this book? I would rate this book a 4.5 out of 10. Again, not that it's a bad book. The thing is, if a book was terrible, I wouldn't read it, and you wouldn't be hearing about it on this video, right? But why I give it a 4.5 out of 10, it's just that for me, it was a little bit predictable. Number 2, I felt there's certain stuff where they could have been more descriptive and stuff, so there are parts that feel a little bit rushed and parts that go too slow. So that was my opinion. And it's also because compared to other books I've read in the same genre, it didn't pull me in as much. But it's definitely not something, like, I wouldn't read it again unless I need to, like, I was thinking about something, I would go back into the book or into the chapter and let's re-listen to the chapter. But for March, what am I reading? As I said, this video is premiering in the beginning of March, so I've already started reading. I will reveal the first book that I'm reading after, but I'll give you guys a hint, and you can tell me what you think in the comments. But I'll give you a hint. Yeah, it's a movie franchise, part of a movie franchise, and it is also mysterious in a way. So let me know what you think in the comments. But also, it's still the beginning of March. I would love to hear your suggestions. Again, it's Women's Month, so if you want to suggest a women's book to me, that would be great. Or a book that is centered around women or female authors, that is always, of course, a great suggestion. But with that being said, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!